Hello everyone, welcome to another video review by Commesurex, and today we're going to be reviewing another two of my Hero Factory mocks, and today it's going to be Shard and Cinder. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing you should know about these mocks is that they are almost exact clones of each other, aside from obviously the color scheme and a couple parts here and there, maybe a few shell sizes. They are like almost exactly alike. So for that reason, some of the video will be a little bit different. I'll be taking a look at one of them at a time, you know, showing differences and stuff. But here you can see that their vehicle modes are very different. Very, very different. So let's go ahead and start with Cinder over here. So this is his vehicle mode. It's kind of this kind of sizable like hovercraft, which is hover above the ground like this, you know. This is the front of it right here, and obviously this is the back. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool. It's got a lot of spikiness to it, a lot of red, a lot of black. Very dark and just menacing looking. You can see the head up there and some like claw intakes over there. It's really nice looking. And I do really like this vehicle mode. So yeah, you can see the colors are pretty nice. If you saw the last video, which is my Spartan review, you know that red and black are my favorite colors. So this guy really just like looks really great to me. Just awesome. You can see he has the like beast feet up here, like kind of a fin. I already showed you the front. Here's the side view. You can see some spikes. These two large spikes out to the side, which kind of look like wings, but aren't really. I guess it's just like spikes, I guess. You have his claws here, right here, which look cool. Some armor. His tail back here, these bones right here. So yeah, and then you have these pins down here and the Unity piece, which I'll talk more about that in robot mode because that's where it's actually useful. Though, looking at it now, it might be slightly useful in vehicle mode, but I'd have to experiment with that off camera. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's definitely nice looking. I think it definitely would like strike fear if someone like drove up in this thing like, what's up? You know, you can see this thing coming towards you. You just be like, oh my gosh, I want to run away from that. So yeah, and the mouth kind of opens like that, so you can do that if you want to. But yeah, so there's Cinder's vehicle mode. So Shard's vehicle mode's a bit different. It's a ship, as you can tell from the wings. It's a bit more compact, less bulky, and it's a bit sleeker. It does have some noticeable gaps, noticeably up here in the front nose, where you can see these two gaps here. This is where the cockpit would be, over here, with this beast head, and then the feet under it. Then you have your wings, which are these bionicle axe pieces, and some bull rock eyes to give that nice shape. I think it definitely looks really cool. I like the ship mode. You have your head down here, which is, you know, bionicle head. Then you got some stuff around here, kind of have some large engines over here. Yeah. These two compared, I think this one's definitely scarier in that sense, but this one definitely has a unique presence to it as well. Kind of, I don't know, they both look really nice in vehicle mode. I do enjoy the way they look. So here they are kind of together. Yeah, this one doesn't really stand very well on the ground because of the spike on his head. But yeah, pretty cool together, and I do like their vehicle modes. Very nice. Alright, now let's go ahead and transform them into their beast mode, which if you didn't know, these guys have a beast and a vehicle mode, like the original Shard and Cinder did. So let's get started, and we'll start here with Shard. So first what you're going to do, simply pull this up, spin that around. This is his tail. Done. So next what you want to do is pull out his head like this, and you have your little shell piece here. Pull that out, spin that around, put that up back up there for his mouth. Like so. Then you can take these wings, just kind of pull it back like so. Kind of have to put one Borak eye on top of the other, make sure that stays together. Then next what you want to do is pull this down, pull the hand out, and then pull out his claws. There you have it. So do the same on the other side, and there you go. Now we just need something to stand on. So your legs are just going to come out like this, and they're pretty much already folded the way they need to be. Just flip out the feet. So yeah, like so. Then do the same on the other side. So there he is. Let's So yeah, there's a Shard for you. And now let's do Cinder, which obviously is different because he has a different vehicle mode. So first thing, pull out the tail, and let's move him out of the way. So then next you're going to pull out these feet. Pull the legs down, not off. So like so, and like so. Next what you want to do is pull these back, like so, spin these spikes around. Then do the same on the other side. Make sure this stays in. Then next what you want to do is pull this down, and this down, and then pull the head up, like so. Spin this around, so that the bottom one opens instead of the top. So what you want to do is take this, fold it out, spin it around, and then put it kind of back down, then unfold his claws. And do the same on the other side. So there you have it. Now we can finish his legs, which simply go like this, and then pull out the feet. So again, like this, and like this, and pull out the feet. And there you have them both in beast mode. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at them in their beast modes. So here are Shard and Cinder in their beast modes, and they both look great. I think there's definitely improvement on their last forms, which if you haven't seen those, they're on my channel. Just search up Shard and Cinder and you should see it. So they are built very much the same, aside from obviously some color swaps and some part swaps, but their base structure is the same. So I'll just show you one of them, and then I'll highlight some of the differences with the other. So using Cinder, which like I said, his color scheme just gives him kind of an edge in terms of favoritism. He just looks so cool like this. Oh yeah. So basically they all, obviously they have a head, a short neck, so that they can look around, open the jaw. Their arms are definitely an improvement on the last one, because the last one had a single bone piece, which was the size of this one right here. So size 5 bone piece, and then like a little bionicle sword at the end, so they can kind of do that with their sword at the end of their hand, or sort of hand. But here they have an actual hands all around. High five, guys. Yeah. So anyway, they do have hands. They're obviously a little bit different, as you could tell from earlier scenes, but this one has this thumb up here, and then the fingers down here, and a bionicle part on here, which you'll see a bunch of bionicle parts on these guys, just because they give these guys their kind of signature look. And I mean, the bionicle parts integrate well with this kind of motif I was going for. This one has a lot more spikes than the last versions. Got a 4 on these little appendages back here, and then on the arms as well. The body is definitely different. I used the small torso from, I think, XT4, and I use that as the main body. So the body itself is smaller than the last versions, but I don't think these guys are like any larger. They're probably a little bit less massive, like in terms of like bulk, but they're not, I don't think they're really any smaller, just because of the length of the tail and the head. They might be, but I don't have the old ones, so I can't compare them, unfortunately. So yeah, they shouldn't be too much smaller if they are, but anyway. So then they both have like these attachments back here on this Unity piece, which by the way is the base like it is for the creatures, and this one has the 2 pinholes. You can probably guess what that's for. So anyway, here you have your tail back here, which has some bones on it, and your other 2 tails. So what happened with this one was I was putting extra ball joints onto Shard over there so I can put on his wings. And then without really thinking, I did the same thing over here, and then I found out like, what am I doing? He doesn't need these. And I was like, I might as well use them. So I put on these like little smaller tails. And I think they definitely look cool. One thing I like to do that just makes them look awesome is I like to do this. Give his 2 tails up here like that, and then his 3rd tail like that. I think he just looks like, check that out. I'm just trying to get it all in frame. So yeah, that right there, I think that just looks really cool. Just the three tails coming up, and he's like, "You were so dead." So yeah, pretty nice. And they both do have a tail. Obviously, this one has bones, and obviously his color scheme is black and trans orange to give him kind of a darker feel. So yeah, there's him. So like I said a couple of times already, most of the differences are in colors and like shell sizes and a few other specific details. So obviously the tail is a little bit different. It's a bit shorter with only 2 bones in the tail instead of 3 like Cinder had. And it has this kind of like flail thing. It's the transparent blue beast head. And which mostly I use the transparent one sort of because it matched, and then also so it could be a cockpit type thing for the vehicle mode. And then with this one I also used azure bone pieces to get like that icy feel. I think maybe I should have taken maybe all of them out, because this guy looks way brighter than the other one. Like if you look at them together, this one obviously looks pretty evil, this one not so much. So yeah, I probably should have made those all black, but oh well. I mean, I was just kind of trying to get them to feel icy. And over here I did use transparent blue bones, just because I don't have that many transparent blue shells. I have like 3, I think, so that wouldn't be enough to cover this guy in all the places I want it trans blue, so bones it is. You can see on here I have these pieces from Kopaka and Mellum, which have the gold and the ice spewing out, and then under those I have these 4 long black shells with the print on them from Splitter Beast. This guy's gold and black and, you know, trans blue. And then he has his hands, which have these 2 claws from Mellum. So yeah, I wish I had more claws to put on here, because then I would have made like more of a full hand like a Cinder had, but oh well. Down here the shells are a bit different, and they're actually black. Got your long bones. And on both of them I absolutely had to, on both of them, add friction extenders in up here. I guess that would be the hips, and in the, like, I don't know, is this ankles, and right there. So yeah, I had to. It was just like getting these guys to stand was a nightmare, especially with their special function. They just could not stand without them. It's probably just because my some of my parts are kind of old, because I have parts going all the way back to the 2.0 wave of Hero Factory. So yeah. Then obviously he has the wings back here, which are these bionicle axe pieces. I think that's fine. They look pretty cool. I don't really use them much in robot mode, but you could do that and just have them like glide or fly around. And yeah, but like guys, like I said earlier, and then yeah, and then obviously a smaller body with the Unity piece. And his head is definitely the most noticeable thing about him, because it's Mellum's head, and it has the horn, so it's like Mellum's head exactly. Originally I just connected this to like 1, I think, bone piece that had all its articulation stuff, but the bottom was hollow and it didn't have a mouth, which I really wanted to have give it a mouth, because the hollowness of it just did not look right on this guy. So I just size 5 bone piece in trans blue right here, and then I attached the head to this ball joint, and then obviously the mouth to this little bone, and then up there. So now he can actually open his mouth and roar, or you know, whatever. The mouth does look kind of weird in some poses. Like, I mean, you could open it pretty far. Like, that is not even like normal. Maybe about there. It doesn't look normal. The mouth just doesn't look normal the way it operates and stuff. But who says these guys are normal? I mean, they're like dinosaur things from a distant planet in Hero Factory. Why do they have to look normal, man? But yeah, I do like these guys. They're really cool and are definitely an improvement on the old ones. Now, seeing that these guys have Unity pieces on their chest, you probably have guessed what they can do together. These guys can combine. And this whole upgrade for Shard and Cinder was actually suggested by one of my subscribers. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name, dude, but I believe it's Leviathan Loic, or Leviathan Loic, or something like that. But, you know, Leviathan. You've probably seen his comments in like a bunch of my videos. They're like really long, but I do appreciate every single one of them. He's just full of imagination. And yeah, so he suggested this, and specifically he suggested I build mocks for them as their combined form, which is named Oblivion. And so I did, and here they are. So to combine them, I'm not sure if I'm going to show the whole thing because it's kind of a mess, but I'll do my best. So let's start over here, which this is going to be the right side of the combination based on going from these guys' perspective. The first thing you're going to do is just turn the head like that, and you're going to put this on its side. Let's see if I can show this properly. Alright, so then you're going to put his hand down here, like so. And then this is just going to kind of rotate like that to get out the way. So next what you want to do, this is going to come around like this and down like that. And you're going to spin this around like so, so that looks like that. It's going to be kind of difficult to show. Like I said, it's going to be a mess. And then you pull this down so that you can have that front back movement and the knee's still there. I don't remember what I did with this. Oh yes, this one you're going to rotate like this, and then this is going to come down for an extra foot, which is definitely a good thing for this mock because it's a mess and it's really unstable. And you're actually going to rotate this so that the shell is on the outside and the foot still faces forward. So yeah. So this is basically what it's going to be. Well, at least for Cinder. Basically you just do the same thing on the other side and come on. So there we go. So that's it. You do the opposite or the mirrored thing for this guy, except all his tails go back like this. So that's just like the only real difference. You just pull all his tails back like that to get him out the way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut because I don't want this to be forever. And yeah. So here they both are ready to be combined. Like I said, they're just mirrors of each other. Over here you have your tails going back, and over here you just have to put this wing up so it doesn't really get in the way. We'll say that the wings do get in the way, obviously for my statement. But yeah, so you're just gonna have to kind of work around it. It's kind of annoying because they're like large flat surfaces, but oh well. I'm not just gonna pull those off just for this. Can't move that back anymore. Anyway, obviously you're just gonna connect them with the pins. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just move their arms out the way, put their heads to the side so that they don't get in the way, and go ahead and put them together using the unity pieces. Come on. There we go. So then now I'm just gonna stand him. And this is the part where things get messy, because together this thing has a really hard time supporting himself, which is why I had to add the friction extenders in the sections of the legs. And even with that, this guy is kind of still hard to get to stand up like properly. But yeah, so here we have Oblivion, and this is the basically what the Leviathan suggested was the combined form of these guys, and here it is. This is my imagining of it, and I think it's pretty good. I think the Unity pieces coming out in 2016 and him suggesting this was definitely good timing, because it allowed me to really easily just put these guys together without like any real problems, besides the legs obviously. His hands work together well because you have your thumb here and your two claws here, and I just like how it looks. You know, you have your extra hands up here. Don't know how you'd use those, but it's not for me to worry about. Got all your three tails where you can whip around and stuff. And these wings are really kind of useless in this mode. So yeah, then you have your legs back here, 4 legs, and extra tail over here which you can use to hit people. So yeah, so there's your Oblivion. I think it's cool. Like I said, this side is a bit bright in terms of color, but I think it's definitely a nice form to have. I mean, if you play with mocks still, I mean, I don't know still, but if you watch me and you do still play with your toys, this is definitely not something that I just like take and just be like, yeah. I mean, this would probably be best as a display piece just because of all the stuff that it has on it. So yeah, but there it is. So the basic story on this guy is that a mock that Leviathan is building, this mysterious beast that uses shadows, kind of met these guys in a cave, and as they were kind of encountering him, not really fighting him if I remember correctly, he kind of imbued them with his shadowy energy and just caused them to turn into this thing. But they could still separate, so it was cool. And that story was really cool. I'll put a link on the video, like over this guy, so that you can go check out the video with the comment that has that story. But yeah, this guy's great. He's creative, and just the stories he comes up with are amazing. which reminds me that I probably should really get that on my own stories out. But yeah, so there you have it. Oblivion / Shard / Cinder. Yeah, there you're basically getting them. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks so much to Leviathan Loke for suggesting this. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, if you did enjoy, please leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more mock content, and I'll see you guys later.